So hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss regarding the communication process or elements of communication. So this is from the communication and education technology subject for the B.Sc nursing second year. So while coming to the communication, as you know that communication is very much important for our day-to-day life, because the human beings, we are interacting from one person to another person through this communication process only. So now we'll see the meaning and definition of communication. The word communication, which is derived from a Latin word communis. The meaning of this communis, it is nothing but the to share. That means sharing or exchange of our ideas, message or information. So the definition, if you see, the communication process or the communication, which is defined as sharing of or exchange of our ideas, messages or information from one person to another person. So that is the definition of what we can say communication. And while coming to the types of communication, in different ways they have classified the types of communication. We'll see some of the basic types of communication. So the communication may be a one-way communication and a two-way communication. So the one-way communication means the communication process or the exchange of ideas will be from one person to another person. There won't be any what we can say the exchange means only from one person to another person only message will be transferred, and another person may not be getting any chance to share his own feelings or asking questions, etc. And example, if you say most of the classroom lectures, we can say it is a one-way communication, because the teacher may be giving a lecture, there may not be any chance for the students or other person to ask the questions or something. While coming to this two-way communication, so here both the person will be getting a chance to share their own ideas, opinions, etc. And come to the next type of communication, it is the verbal type of communication. In the verbal communication, here the exchange of ideas will be in the form of languages. That may be in the form of effective use of what we can say words, and it will be formulated like a grammatic use will be there. The effective use of language we can say in the verbal type of communication. That means most of the written orders, letters, magazine, newspapers, everywhere we are using a effective use of languages or written format, the effective use of words in a grammatical manner. So that is a verbal communication. And another one is a non-verbal communication. So here we are not using any type of words, or the languages are not using in the verbal communication. Then you will be getting a doubt how we are using this non-verbal communication. It is nothing but the communication through our eye contact, facial expression, or our activities, maybe like what we can say the gestures. Okay, gesture means what are the actions we are showing. Okay, the gestures, eye contact, facial expression. So these are the way we'll be showing some of the messages. So that comes the non-verbal communication. Here we are not using any type of languages. So these are the some of the important types of communication. It may be one-way, two-way communication, verbal communication, and non-verbal communication. Now we'll see certain elements for a proper communication process, or the communication should be complete one, means we need certain elements. So these elements are termed as a communication process. So we'll see what are the various elements. The elements may be a sender, a message, a channel, a receiver, and a feedback. So these are the various elements of a communication process. So come to the first one, sender. So who is a sender? We can say sender or a speaker, or another way we can say is an encoder. So who is a sender? Sender is the person who want to pass the message, or who want to give the information, or who want to initiate the message or communication. That person we can call as a sender. While coming to the sender, the next one, it's the message. Next element is the message. So message is nothing but, so what we can say, it is the exact element of communication. The message what we want to pass, that is termed as a or what is the idea, the opinion, or the information what we want to give, that is termed as a message. And the next one is a channel. How this message will be passed? We cannot pass the message without the help of a channel. Suppose if I want to convey some message to another person, we need certain channel, either through a written format, through the letters, or in a written order, or through telephone, or through radio, or through TV or internet, like that, different media. The media what we use to convey the message, that is termed as a channel. But how will pass this message? We need certain process called encoding. Encoding is nothing but the process of converting this message into a symbol. So I am having certain idea in my mind, but how I can transfer to another person? So I can either write and give, means by the symbol. That means like a words I can write and give, or through the phone I can inform. So that symbol, either in the form of a words or a sentence or in the form of a picture, that termed as a symbol. That process is process of converting our message into symbol. That is called as a encoding process. So come to the next element. That is nothing but the receiver. So receiver is nothing but the person who received the message. Okay, that person is termed as a receiver. And for the receiver, there should be a decoding process. So first we have seen an encoding. In the encoding, which is given by the sender, and while coming to the receiver will be going for a decoding process. Decoding is nothing but what the information he got in the form of a letter, or in the form of a written format, or in the form of a picture, that will be converted into a meaningful process or meaningful way, that we can say termed as a decoding. Decoding is nothing but the process of converting the symbol into a meaningful way or meaningful process, termed as a decoding. And come to the last element, it is nothing but the feedback. Okay, the feedback is otherwise termed as a response also. It is nothing but, it is one of the important element. Why? Because the receiver who receives the message has to give a response to the message also, or response to the idea. Then only the communication process will be completing. So if he is having any queries, or he wanted to communicate that further things related to that process, will be through the feedback or response. So that we can say that the communication process is a cycling process. Means from the sender it will come to the receiver. Again, the receiver may be initiating certain communication. So as a cycle, it is, that's why we are saying it's a process. Means from step by step, from the sender, then it will be as a message, it will come to the receiver. Receiver will give a feedback. So it acts as a cycling process. So that's all regarding the elements of communication. Hope you are all understood regarding the elements of communication. Thank you for watching this video.